What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a taper on my client's curly hair. Starting off this taper, I'm going to roughly line up behind the ear and his C-cups. Now I like to start all my tapers off like this because this really sets up the taper nice, showing where we need to keep areas darker and also showing the areas we need to fade into. Now here, I'm just going to come in with my trimmer and start to make a U-shaped guideline. Now I like to use this guideline because this really helps make behind the ear and the C-cups just a little bit darker, so that fade in the middle is really going to pop and stand out. And then here, I'm just going to come with my foil shaver and I'm just going to bald out everything underneath that guideline. To start off the fade on this taper, I'm going to be coming in with my number 2 guard open and flicking up into the bulk. It's very important here to flick your wrist so that your clipper can work up into the bulk and create a smooth transition from the short hair right into the long hair. I'm going to close my lever now and go slightly below the area I just worked on with my 2 guard open, continuing to flick. Now I'm going to come in with my 0.5 guard open and start to flick up about an inch into that 2 guard hair we just cut. Then I'll close the lever all the way and continue to flick up again. Now blending that 0.5 closed into the 0.5 open that we just did. It's important to go over these areas multiple times to make sure we hit all the areas of the taper we're intending to hit. Next, I'm going to come in with no guards, lever open, and continue the same process, flicking up about a half an inch into the previous.
Oh, and they're gross, yeah.
Here, I'm closing my lever halfway and continuing to flick up. Now, I close the lever all the way and attack that last bottom line. Here, I just open my lever fully and quickly detail some spots I missed. Now, I'm going to come in with my trimmer and reline up the C-cup and behind his ears. You really start to see that taper come together very nicely once we put in these lines and they're nice and clean and sharp. Quickly here, I'm going to use my trimmer to try to get rid of that bottom line a little bit more and make this transition even cleaner. Then here, I'm just going to use my 2 guard and detail the top of this fade. Lastly here, I'm just going to come with my thinning shears and really try to break up that weight from the sides to make this transition from short to long even more seamless. Now, I'm going to repeat this same process on the back. I'm going to be making sure I'm flicking up into the previous guard and passing over the hair with my clipper multiple times. Now that our back taper is pretty much finished, I'm going to line up the neckline and behind his ear. I always start from the bottom of the neckline and work my way up all the way to the side taper. Here, I'm going to use my trimmer and cut down all the hairs on his neck. Then, I'll follow that up with my foil shaver here and go right up to the neckline we just created to make that line look a lot more sharp. Then finally, I'm going to stretch the skin and come with my razor to sharpen up the C-cups and make the fade stand out even more. It's very important here to stretch the skin and keep your razor at an angle to prevent cutting your client. Lastly here, I take my clipper, no guard, and just detail the cut more and make sure everything is blended nicely and soften up some of the dark spots. Now, I just brushed all the hair off my client and we're done. This haircut turned out very nicely with a super clean, blurry transition. Thank you all for watching this video. If it helped you out in any way, make sure to leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think about the cut. I'll catch you guys next time.